What's up? Oh, this shit is. I forgot all about this. Uh, oh, this is simple. That's a simple fix, man. What's up, fight fans? Let me know that you hear me loud and clear out there. About to test it, do the usual tiz. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me just set up a little here. I try to make the deadline and, uh, make sure I get on 8. So somehow I pass right by all that. All right. How we doing out there? Well, we have a few stories, top stories I want to talk about. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about yesterday, and we have some rumors circulating right now. I'm not too sure on how true these rumors are. What's up, guys? But we're gonna address all of these rumors. What's up, Armando? How you doing? Always checking in. All right, salud, papi. Yeah, we got some interesting stuff. Look, it seems like Subriel Matias, June 15th date. He might just be the biggest fight on June 15th. I'm not sure what's going on, but seems to be a little rumor going around that Tank Davis, Frank Martin, June 15th card in New York City is being canceled. Now, I don't quote me on that. I don't know. I'm just, you know, touching on the story that a lot of YouTube channels are, throwing out there. Now, I don't know this to be true at all. As far as, if you go to Boxing Record and you look up the fight, it's still scheduled. If you're going to buy tickets for that Ticketmaster, which in fact, why don't we do that right now? I haven't checked in a couple. Let's see. I'm just going to go to, yeah. Uh, Buy tickets online currently. Ticketmaster right here. Okay. Uh, oh, they even got my last information still in here. I was looking for tickets in Puerto Rico. No results found. Interesting. Hold on. Um, all dates. Let's look at it by dates. Date, start date, end date. June 15th, right? I mean, right. It would be June 15th, 2024 dates. And do you really gotta put this in? Yeah. I just wanna try to see what I could find out myself on it real quick. Up to date. Let's see if apply. Okay, June 15th. We do not want Puerto Rico, right? We're gonna want New York City. So uh, New York City, New York. Yeah, same shit. Okay. Search boxing. Let's go. I'll probably title it boxing right now. I guess, right? Okay, boxing events, arts, theaters, boxing, thriller, two events, three events. On what days though? See all results. Give me all results. Okay, top suggestions. You got Nick Diaz fighting against George Masvidal, June 15. Premier Boxing Champions, uh, Las Vegas, Nevada. Find tickets. No, June 15. Standing at 6 miles. Nope, nope, nope. Father's Day Boxing Classic Pros. Nope, nope. World Knockout Boxing Association. Nope, nope. Night of Fights Boxing. Nope. Bro, International. Bro, I think that should have been at the top of the list. 13 results found. And now one fight was Javante Davis against Frank the Ghost Martin for June 15th. All the dates for tickets are right now, right here for June 15th. I don't see any of it. His shit posted. Hold up. Wait a minute. All right, when the Subriel Matias went on, the tickets weren't on sale, but you could still see them there, right? You could still see the event. The Subriel tickets already went online and we're this far away from it, same exact date. His tickets should have already been online. Where else could I think I could buy them? Let me see. I think it's Friday. No, bam, blah, 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 blah. Time which schedule, blah, blah, blah. What's the matter, Jackie? Huh? Yeah, this is not working out. All right. Here I gotta let my dog out for a second. Yo, this we're gonna talk about this in a, let me get back. We got a lot of things to talk about. Give me 2 minutes. What's up, guys? Sorry about that. Whew. Had to take care of that real quick. Well, it's not looking too good right now for that fight in New York. Hmm. Look, guys, whether or not that fight's gonna kick off, the Subriel fight, no, that's not it. Well, maybe it is true. I don't know. Not sure. But if that's true, man, that's kind of fucked up. But it could be rescheduled again because that was a big fight that I wanted to see Tank Davis in. I needed to see Tank Davis solidify that new world title to really give him the claim to the 135-pound championship of the world. Yeah, I'm waiting for something else to come up, and nothing's coming up on the tickets right now. So unless I'm looking at the wrong thing, because sometimes I notice on some ticket sites they have it, and then on others they don't, depending what one where you're looking at. So, but this shit was moving slow, and I don't think it's happening. So, so Supriya Matias and Liam Paro looks like the night is just might be theirs on June 15th, which means that we can have a lot more fans tuning into that fight. Um, I'm not happy if the Tank Davis fights get canceled. Like I said, I would like had to have seen because on one way or another, I was gonna catch that fight. It didn't matter. If I didn't get to see it live, I would have just ignored everything for that night and I would have caught it later or whatever because I was definitely gonna watch that fight and then see the outcome. Because the one thing about a boxing match, the whole thing for watching a fight for me anyway, is the buildup, the anticipation, you know, the unknown, not knowing if, your fight is gonna win the fight, and the ring walk and the guy starts talking, announcing him in, and then the butterflies start coming in. And until you see your guy engage and with every exchange, you're like, and that's what it is for me. If I didn't catch the fight and somehow somebody yells, "Hey, this guy won," I get pissed. I'm like, "Yo, chill." I try to avoid all that because I like that. That's almost everything for me in the fight. The beginning of the fight. All those nerves. Um, Today I posted out my reaction to Naoya Inoue and Luis Nari. I made a couple shorts. If you have the time, go check them out. Just looking back at my reaction. And sometimes, like, I call things or I'll say things and I'll be watching and people will remind me, hey, you said that. You did that, and it's just I go through so much to the next story and I'm doing so much research that sometimes I really don't catch all the things I say. And I was watching my reaction and just before he got knocked down, um, I was saying it right in my reaction. I was saying, "Damn, Nary, not so wide." The shot was, take a little fat off of it. And I said, Naoya Inoue, he needs to pull his guard up. And no sooner that I said it, boom, he hits it, he goes down, and that rest is history. He gets up and whoops his ass. But there's a lot of things that really, I observe things and I bet I can go back to countless of my videos. And if you really like me, are into like the key things inside of boxing, so I recognized that and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool, but as covering sports and everything, I always have to stay on top. of the next story. And speaking which, I wanted to speak about one yesterday about Sebastian Fundora and what they're doing to that man. I mean, this is boxing, man. This is boxing. And sometimes, careful what you wish for, right? You want to be a world champion? This is what it takes to become a world champion. You're going to have to defend those belts from invaders. They're trying to invade your castle. You're a king now. You got to accept all challenges. You can't be not in this sport. There's a lot of men that try to do it, and we see through it. The people call them out on it and shit like that, right? So, you know, the WBO finally deemed it, and they sanctioned it, that the winner out of the Terence Crawford and Israel fight, the winner out of that fight must fight Sebastian Fundora, right? And they're not playing around, right? They even put a deadline date, right? Okay. So, all right, he's going to have to fight him by December 31st, 2024. They're going to have that fight negotiated. Everything's going to have to be worked out. So you got August, September, October, November, December. Yep. Right after August 3rd, they're going to have to fight that. They're going to have to enter the ring on December 31st or before it. Or Sebastian Fundora gets stripped of the WBO title that he just won. He'll remain the WBC world title, but it is now official. I went on the WBO website and they posted out a statement issuing, telling the world the winner will be faces Sebastian Fundora. Now, what I say sometimes, careful what you wish for because you just might get it, right? There was a wish I had. There was a wish I had. And I wish that the men and women that have the best skill and that can actually go the furthest in the sport, why don't we not stand in their way? Why don't we really put them and make them fight the best to see at the end of the day if their skill could have made them that kind of champion? Lo and behold, that's exactly what they're doing to Terence Crawford. And I like it. It sucks kind of for Sebastian. I feel for him in a way. Wow, they're kind of throwing you in the lion's den with the best fighter in the world, but this is what exactly you signed up for. Sebastian Fundora became a professional boxer. Why? To become the best in the world and to fight the best men in the world. So this is just another day in the office, okay? And so this is what could happen in very short period of time. Within 6 months of each other, Terence Crawford can actually have 3 belts by December. By December 31st, Terence Crawford can have already 3 belts at the 154-pound weight division. Peep it. If he beats Israel, that's for the WBA, right? Okay. By December 31st, he has to fight Sebastian Fundora. Sebastian Fundora has 2 belts. He has the WBO and the WBC. He beats Sebastian Fundora. That's 3 belts. He only needs 1 more belt to complete it. Yeah. And I was like, and I'm checking out the landscape. I'm like watching all the pieces that are being moved around. And I'm saying to myself, wow, that's a clear shot to 3 belts right there, Mr. Terence Crawford. Congratulate. You got to pull it off. You got to pull it off. I mean, look, guys, we're asking Terence Crawford to move up from 147. I know he's the best fighter in the world, but guys, come on. All right. Everybody seems to be doing this. And the guys that are jumping up weight divisions, you got to pay attention to who those guys are. They're like the best fighters in the fucking world. Not everybody sticks their nose in other people's weight division. It doesn't work out for you. Ask Jamel Charlo. He went up to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez, and apparently that was the last fight he probably ever going to have in his life. He was the owner of 4 belts. He has no belts. And he's never been in the ring since. Okay, so not everybody is quick to do this, right? Okay, check it out. You can call it what you want, but I'm gonna tell you what, right? So if he, for him to pull this off, Terence Crawford, we're asking him to come from 147, jump up to 154 with no tune-up fights. The tune-up fights we're asking him to take are the champions. No acclimating to the division. Whatever happened to going into your next division and fighting a couple, fights so that you can get acquainted with the guys, feel out their power, get your body to start moving to the new weight, adjust to the new size with your breathing and everything. Now you're carrying extra weight between rounds. You're going to fatigue a little bit more, right? Whatever happened to getting acclimated to a division? What we're asking Terence Crawford to do is what Naoya. See, it's like in life, whatever's trending, it seems like everybody, right? At first, everybody started getting belts like crazy. You get belts and you get title shots and you get title shots. You get 4 belts and you get 4 belts, right? Right? And then it was you get multiple belts in different divisions. Now you get multiple belts in different divisions, right? And it's like I'm just like sitting back at this, like looking from the outside in. But I did my whole argument from the beginning was I didn't care who it was. I didn't care if that man possessed those kind of skills, allow him to go for it. Don't stand in his way. Let's see if they can stop him. That's all. Because how many times have we heard the story? He could have been a way better champion, have certain things didn't step in. Had he not been arrested and thrown in jail for not going into the army, talk about that wasn't a setup, right? Where would he have been in his career? What kind of champion would he have been if Cassius Clay never went to jail? If Cassius Clay Cassius Clay is undefeated. Muhammad Ali lost. I just want you to know that. Cassius Clay, dog. They intervened on him, bro. We'll never know. That's 3 years, man. Man, come on, man. They took that. You know what I mean? What kind of champion would he have been? If the politics and the gangsters and the mobsters would have 5 divisions, bro, undefeated. He was running through them boys. I think he could have had 4 belts, the 3 belt era. I think he could have did it, bro. Politics, man. Promotional companies not getting along, not allowing these fights to occur, right? Now we have men like this. Naoya Inoue, Terence Crawford, lighting up boxing right now. Nowadays, you can't even talk about boxing without bringing up Naoya Inoue or Terence Crawford. They're the men right now that are carrying boxing. And there's a slick one in here. And I notice I have yet to hear anybody talk about this. You do know if Usyk beats Tyson Fury, he walks into the room with Naoya Inoue and Terence Crawford, right? You guys know that, right? It's like no one's saying this shit. But here at Round One Sports Talk, I'll keep you guys informed. If Usyk beats Tyson Fury, he has legitimate 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions. He had all the belts at Cruiser. I want 205. If he beats Tyson, he gets the last piece. Guess what? Naoya Inoue and Terence Crawford push over. Yup. And within 2 years, not even 2 years, last July, Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence Jr., right? It was July 29th, right? He beat Errol Spence Jr. to enter the room. Then Naoya Inoue just entered the room. So within 6 months, that was last July, right? So we haven't even hit July yet. And now we're going into no, we passed that one. We're going into the May. Holy shit balls. That'll be three guys. Three guys have, and that's not to mention the ones that failed at it. Jamel Charlo had a shot at it. He just failed. Yeah. There was no other fighter that was given that opportunity, I don't think. I said Clarissa Shields, which, but if we're just talking about the men right now, just to keep it, not so confusing. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember anybody else that got a shot. I thought there was someone else that had a shot. And I don't know if I'm missing someone right now. And if anybody could help me out with that. Yeah, Jamel Charlo was the third guy. That's who exactly I'm thinking about was Jamel Charlo, but he failed at it. So if Usyk pulls this off, there's three men in that room. That's why Terence Crawford, the guys, when you live, eat, breathe boxing, I'm pretty sure they know this shit. There's somebody in Terence Crawford's media team that's like, hey, you do know if Usyk, the more people do it, the less your award's gonna be, right? There's just too many people in the room. So you might want to separate, and you're an active. It's not like you retired and you got no choice. You can't go back and put up better numbers, right? But you're retired. Terence is actually still active. So he has a potential to raise the bar. So I started looking at his fights. Then I saw the announcement with the WBO, and I was like, wow, they're giving him the opportunity. They're putting him in position to do such a feat. Now, like I always say, they can put you in position to do anything. It's up to you to perform. And you got to solidify this. You got to win. You got to win that fight. So anything can happen when you're fighting a guy that's what's Sebastian 6'6"? What is he? 6'4"? How tall is he again? Jesus, bro. The way he could cut that weight with his skinny frame, it's remarkable, bro. But it's like he doesn't look that powerful with those skinny ass arms, right? He can crack though. He can crack. Um, he's knocked out a few fighters. He doesn't really possess that one knockout punch power, but he hits enough to break his opponents down through as the course of the rounds go. Hey, can we get these likes up? Can we click the lights? You want to see Usyk win? Okay, so when we hit that day, I already know who Bam Bam Boogie's going. You know what I mean? You want to give us a little prediction, an early one? You got the right to change it. It's like I'm not gonna hold you to it. If you say something now, leading into the fight tomorrow, whatever, we got the right to change it. But how do you see it playing out? Do you see it a decision, or do you see it like Usyk stopping him? You know what I mean? Oh shit, Matty man, what up? Come on. All the players is in the building. Where's the bell at? Matty, what up, baby? How you doing? Listen, we gonna watch this fight right here. Listen, Matty, you know what I mean? Let them boys know out there we tuning in and we giving them the love and showing them the support for both sides, Tyson and Usyk. You know what I mean? We're here. We're gonna cover the fight. May the best man win. I know that this is Tyson Fury's moment, and let's talk about it, right? I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, right? Tyson Fury is the type of man that is motivated by challenges. When he gets bored, it's exactly what it is. He's bored. He won those 3 belts, and he saw that once he felt like he climbed the Mount Rushmore of boxing, and he beat it what they considered the Klitschko's and the biggest heavyweights. He started kind of to get bored and boxing with, and he started to do all the wrong things, and he started going in the wrong way. And all it took was one guy to come out and open his mouth. Dante Wilder woke the fucking sleeping giant up. Dante Wilder goes, "You better stay retired, because I was going to knock you out. You couldn't beat me, Gypsy King." Y'all remember that, right? And that woke Tyson Fury the fuck up. Yo, he sat up, he looked at his TV, and he was like, "You said what? You're going to do what?" Yo, not once, not twice, 3 times. Yo, listen. He had to, there was questions about that glove thing. Hey, listen, let's not bring that up, right? There was a lot of things, but that last knockout, that was 100%, bro. He laid him out, and I got nothing to say. He laid that man out in the middle of the ring. That's why I'm saying, you can't win today's score with you can't win today's game with yesterday's score. You understand? So whatever happened in his first 2 fights or whatever, it didn't matter. How did they end their series? Who was on top when they ended their whole thing? Who walked away? Let's talk about I don't want no more. That's where I'm at, right? So what I said all of that to say this, that Tyson Fury, these 4 belts is his life's dream. This is his body of work. This is everything Tyson Fury wanted. If you're going to call yourself a king, you must solidify yourself as a king, as such. And if there's any fight you've ever asked me, Tyson Fury really wants to win, it's this one right here. I've never seen Tyson Fury like when they had the pre-fight warm-up the other day, so slender. He's over there, and I know exactly what he's doing. He's not showing the world nothing. He's just fucking around. Hey, yo, and his coach, give him a reason to take off his shirt. That man, right? Yo, Tyson Fury won the fight. He got no shirt on, right? Because he was in the ring fighting. Next thing you know, his coach is next to him naked. He had no clothes on. I was like, what? Yo, like, he, for any reason, right? I'll be laughing. So Tyson Fury, he's up there, right? And I'm not paying attention to how he's throwing the punches. I know what that's all about. That's just for media, right? What I'm paying attention to is his eyes, his appearance, his physique, right? Then I'm just, like seeing a little bit, right? And I said to myself, there he is. There he is right there. There's Tyson Fury. I had to admit, I was like, okay. Now I want to see his performance because, sometimes a fighter can have a bad performance and don't hold them to that performance because that's not him. The next time he comes out, you see him again. You go, that's my guy right there. You understand? Right. Okay, there was a lot said about the Francis Ngannou fight, and I said to myself, that could have been 2 things. And I had to be honest. I got to be honest with myself. Did we just witness Tyson Fury lose a step? Or did he underestimate Francis Ngannou and didn't train like that? Have we gotten to the point where Tyson Fury lost a step? Now, for some reason, bigger men in stature, they age really bad. They have real bad knee problems, back problems early in their 30s, right? And for some reason, big men, I've noticed, they age like that, right? Everybody don't age the same. In fact, Usyk coming into this fight is older. Usyk is older. So if anybody should have an age concern, it would be on Usyk's side. You understand? Because Tyson Fury is actually, I think, younger than him, right? Yeah, I checked that out before. As I say it, I'm like second guessing myself. Man, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, um, look, that's what I had to see. Did he lose a step or did he take Francis Ngannou not serious? So the one thing I always took from Tyson Fury is that at the biggest fights in his career, that man steps up. Another thing I took away from him was the two hardest punchers I've ever seen him come against was Dante Wilder and Francis Ngannou. Both men floored him, and they weren't able to keep him down. I don't think Usyk possesses that kind of punching power, but that doesn't mean he can't knock out Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? I know those guys crack hard, but I think they crack a little too hard. I think Usyk possesses, you only need so much power to knock a human being out. And once you're at that size right there, 7 pounds of pressure, just make that shit shift. It doesn't matter who you are, you're going out. You know, you might be able to punch harder than me, but I'm still knocking you out, right? So, you know, I think Usyk has better movement. I think that Usyk has a better selection of punches. I think that Tyson Fury doesn't seem like his plan is to lean on Usyk. Although I think Usyk thinks Tyson Fury's gonna lean on him. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think in this fight, Tyson Fury is probably gonna do the smartest boxing he can. I think we're gonna see Tyson Fury really try to utilize his range, his reach. And I think he's gonna be snapping that jab up and down, and he's gonna be trying to set up traps for Usyk. I think Usyk is gonna try to shut down Tyson Fury's jab by coming over it. Okay, he's gonna step outside of Fury's front foot. Okay, and when you got righties and lefties fighting each other, you know how it is. His jab is his jab, and it kind of like shoots each other. The straight right hand for the lefty, right straight down the pike, or right over his shot. Um, and I've seen Tyson Fury use his footwork. When he started doing like this to that dude and he spun him around, and Tyson, I mean, for a guy that big, I was like, holy shit, right? And Tyson was just like this, and the dude thought, he was in his zone. He was locked in the zone. And when you're in the zone, man, everything looks slow. You could see everything, man. And there's no better feeling than being in the zone, baby. So both men, this is a really, really tough fight. And if you ask me honestly, who do I want to win this fight? Both of them. I want both men to win, but there can only be one winner. And if you ask me, as for right now, I'm gonna say I'm gonna let the best man win, but I will make my prediction. I will take a guy. I'm not gonna be sucker we all gonna get on and we're all gonna make our predictions. You know what I'm saying? I have a feeling that I'm gonna be this week's winner. I don't know why, but I think I'm gonna win this time. I'm gonna pick round. Let me tell you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have the right to do that. This is my channel. All right. I set the nah. Yeah, man. We're going to have a great time. Maddie, Tyson Fury is for a business night. Usyk VR. Woohoo! I mean, Maddie, but let's be honest, Maddie, right? There are so many ways we see this fight playing out, isn't it? I mean, you could see it going one way. And I know that Tyson Fury is going to test his gut early. Oh, I know he is. And you know how Tyson does that shot, right? He sticks his hand out and he steps. He's so long with it. He's going to swing. boom, and he's gonna try to drill him. He's gonna try to stick it right here on him, right there. And let's see how Usyk responds. The only times, like I said, that I seen Usyk that he had problems in fight was to the body. And you know, the thing with fighting taller fighters, right, that I found, they have the ability. You're up here with them, right? And you're about, so much shorter than him, you know. Usyk is not really all that much shorter than him, but in a sense he is, right? He's like that, right? What it is that when the fighter's up here, he can surprise you fast by just going like this. Doop! And Uzyk's gonna be up and up with him. His guard is gonna be with his guard, and for him being taller, I'm trying to tell you, the punch hits right here in your solar plex. All he has to do is just spin it around like that, doop, like that, and it lands right in there flush. But Usyk is shorter, so when he throws his, it's gonna hit below the belt line. You see, and that's they're professionals though. I know he'll tighten it up and shit like that, but those are one of the punches that I thought that Tyson might implement. In the inside, he's really going to try to stick it to Tyson Fury. That's going to I'm sorry, Tyson Fury is going to try to stick it to Usyk, and in the later rounds, hopefully he takes his legs away, because you're going to need to take Usyk's legs away. You can't have Usyk dancing like he did to Anthony Joshua all night, in and out, and then moving and spinning. No, you can't. Tyson's not going to be able to catch up to him. Tyson got good footwork. And the thing about Tyson's footwork, he's so long and tall that with one big step, he could take up a lot of distance. Rather than a fighter trying to cut a ring off and he's like shuffling, toom, 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 Tyson can take one step and then step, juke, juke, and have you right in back and center in front of him. He could cut you off real good. He's so big. Depending on the size of the ring, that's one thing I want to check out too. What ring size they got. Probably for big men like that, they got the biggest size available ring. And Usyk's going to request that. Yeah, they're not gonna give these guys the medium ring or the smallest ring. You crazy? that that'd be a slugfest. Nobody could roll out nowhere. That's when you make little rings and they order them the little rings, and that encourages the fighters to fight. Yeah, some big guy. Other guys ask for bigger size rings so that they're able to use their footwork and evade. Like the Floyds, like the Pernell Whitakers, they really excelled when it was a bigger size ring because they had a lot of movement. Yeah. Let's go next. Yeah. Boston taking it. Yeah. Yeah, the green. I'm working on my this is war predictions. Man, listen. Uh if you guys really want to find out who's going to win the fight, you need to call 1-800 Amando Notre Damus. Apparently he knows when and where it's going to happen. The way he's calling fights around here. You know what I mean? I think Usyk will win. He and Loma have the same trainer. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. If Loma's trainer was like this really superior trainer, which I'm not saying he's not, I guess I am in a way. He still would have had Loma in that fucking amateur guard that he's been in his entire career. That's cost him a lot. Luckily, Loma's like really strong downstairs. Loma can take a body shot. You can tell. Fucking, he's got crack more in his body than in his face in his entire career. And the way he always keeps his guard is real, like it's not a pro guard. I don't know. Maybe that was a style, and the coach saw that he came too far in the amateurs like that they can't break it, or it's just Loma, no matter how much he works at it. I know fighters like that. That's just who they are. Or that's what they learned first. They recorded it and it's really hard to get them out. But damn it, by this long, he still got that same guard like that. But the one thing Loma does do good, that the Ukrainian coaches and everything, like they understand what's going on in the ring. As far as the sweet science and boxing goes, using their boxer for their what they're good at. I'm not sure how many Lomas they ever had, right? But Lomachenko so far, the way they utilize him, the way he uses himself, the way they prepare him. I don't know what happened in the TO fight. I can't speak about but that. But Usyk seems to have the same style, or I should say strategy, where that the Ukrainian coach teaches, you know, offense, a lot of high offense, and throwing your combinations and trying to counter. You know, they're well coached. They're really well coached, and I can't really say too much about Usyk. If you really think about Uzyk's career, what has he done wrong? He got all the belts at 205. I'm not gonna say he's the best 205 pounder in the world, but that's not what is at stake here. What we're saying is, who's the best Usyk? Fuck everybody else. What did he do? And that's what he's doing. You see, and then he went up to heavyweight and he secured three of the major titles. I think he has the IBO too and the Ringside Magazine as well. But as far as the major sanctioning bodies, he has three of them already. So, I mean, the man's doing what he needs to do. I can't say that Usyk's not doing, because he is. And to prepare yourself to finally fight a guy that much bigger than you. Listen, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia and the entire world are crying over 3.5 pounds when the heavyweight divisions don't even cut weight. You can have 60, 80, 30, 40 pounds on your guy. No one's crying. No one's saying, "Oh, I can't beat him because he's 5 pounds over me." Usyk's not saying Tyson Fury weighed in 3.5 pounds over me. He's weight bullying. No, they get in the ring at heavyweight. They don't cut no weight. Nothing. That man can legitimately be 40 pounds heavier than him. No one blinks an eye. Yep, fight's going on. What's the problem? 40 pounds? And this dude is crying over 3.5 pounds? Man, listen. You gotta be shitting me. Dubois fought Big Baby Miller. Big Baby Miller had 96 pounds on him. That is almost 100 fucking pounds, bro. 96 pounds on him. Are you crazy? Like, bro, you got 100 pounds. You should have just went out there, cocked back, and just drilled that dude. You should have been able to knock him out. Plus, you're a professional boxer, and you know how to throw a punch. I don't know, man. I don't know. But 96 pounds, bro. And then these guys want to cry about fucking three. Yeah, man. That's true as shit. That's true as shit. That's why Devin Haney ain't going to get that shit overturned. But hopefully, leading into June 15th, Subriel Matias looks like maybe the night is his. And I hope so, because I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. It just didn't make business dollar sense to cut Javante Davis's paycheck. to cut Subriel Matias' paycheck, to put them to go against each other. When, brother, you could have given us that fight, 2-3 weeks apart, and we would have tuned in for both of those. So especially they got the Puerto Rican parade in Puerto Rico and in New York going down around the time that Subriel is fighting and shit. Those weekends leading into it. So there's gonna be a lot of support. A lot of support. Now I'm starting to hear that now. Oh yeah, in a way, what's gonna be at a award ceremony? Is that in New York? That award ceremony? If anybody knows anything about exactly where he was gonna be at, just type that in for me real quick. 25 stones. What are you guys talking about? 25. What? You used to live above a McDonald's. Oh, yeah. Loma got the best amateur record. I mean, listen, with 2 gold medals, you didn't need 2 gold medals. If you ask me, I think his father did him a disservice keeping his son in the Olympics. The Olympics is every 4 years, bro. 1 gold medal, move on, bro. That 1 gold medal would have brought you into boxing, no problem. You would have had almost the same career, but you would have had a longer career. You mean to tell me that Loma's coming on his 18th professional fight, and he's basically going right now until he loses? He's going to see if he could unify the 4 belts. But if he loses, I guarantee Loma retires. So going into his 19th professional fight, you mean to tell me he has the possibility of retiring? He only has 18 fights. Bro, there's pro boxers that are coming up that when they have 18 fights, they're not even making their first title defense. They're not even a contender yet. And he's about to retire with that record. For instance, Terence Crawford has 40 fights. Now Inoue has 27. Right? They're not even close to retiring. Loma is right here from retiring, and he has 18 fights. You know why? Because he wanted 2 gold medals. Too long in the amateurs, bro. Yo, look at that amateur record. 396-1. Is that true? What do you benefit from fighting 396 amateur fights? 3-round fights, headgear. You get a trophy. You didn't get paid for all 396 of them fights. How much money did he make? It's amateur. What good was that? Bro, I would have turned in half those amateur fights and gladly turned in one of those gold medal for a longer professional career. Hell yeah, I would have. Fucking right. You know how much money Loma makes a fight? You know how much money Loma makes while champion? When Loma had those 3 belts, you know how much money he was making? And had his people not gone to war, unfortunately, shit happens in the world. I don't got no control of that. If it was up to me, there'd be no war nowhere. All peace, right? But it's not up to me. But listen, had he been younger, had a longer career, what kind of champion would Loma be? I'll gladly turn in half that amateur career and one of those fucking gold medals if you give me 5-6 years more in the pros. You know why? Because he needs those 5 years right now. Yeah, and go back and look at your dad and your coach and everybody else and say, thanks, Dad. Thanks. I needed 2 gold medals. I didn't need one. Thanks, Dad, for taking me out of boxing for 4 years and putting me in tap dancing, salsa, waltz classes because you wanted to work on my footwork. For 4 years. Yo, 2 years was enough. He learned every dance under the sun. He wanted him to triple. Is that Loma's dad overworked him? He made him. I mean, maybe as a father, he was trying to protect his son. Maybe he loved his son so much that it was hard to let him go. Some parents get like that. If it's some shit like that, I can understand that. I can understand where, I don't know if any of you guys have kids or whatever, but when I look at my son, I still see him like this big in my head. He's a grown ass man. He got tats everywhere. But when I look at him, he's this big in my head. You know what I'm saying? So, like, maybe sometimes when Loma, dad, maybe he was just that kind of parent that, he really sheltered him, or he wanted to make sure he was the best version of a warrior. But, when he was just too much overprotective, or trying to train him to be the superior fighter, that by the time they sprung out, he was already an old guy. What was he, 28 or something when he started? I don't know, 27 when he started his boxing career. Like, it wasn't, he didn't, nah, hey, look, it is what it is, man. But I definitely think that he's, Loma was he is a hell of a fighter. He's a very exciting fighter. And I just wish that we got to see more of him. It seemed like I blinked and Loma was in and out, a year off from the war, some crazy shit that he was going to go fight in the world war. I didn't believe. He's a boxer. He's not a soldier. Just because he knows how to fight in a ring, you're going to put a right. He's supposed to go out there and kick everybody's ass. I didn't buy that. I don't know what it was. I thought, behind the scenes, because I had knew about Loma's injury, because I know people in gyms, and I actually know people that actually spar with him. So just before that war broke out and he went through that Tio thing, he was complaining about his shoulder. And a lot of people thought that was bullshit. Come to find out, it was real. And I really found out. So I knew it was real. So then he went and said some story about he wanted to go serve his country. And I think he took the time to have surgery. That's what he really did in that year. And he recovered. That's exactly the amount of time he would have needed to recover from the surgery that he needed for that shoulder. So remarkably, you're going to tell me he never went in for that surgery, but his shoulder's just fine? He just didn't want to let the world know, because and then other boxers would know that arm is fucked up. You see? So I guess they took it upon, because that's what I felt like he really did. I didn't never felt like Loma went there to serve no war. That don't make no sense. Just because you could box, you're not a fucking a trained Navy SEAL. You're gonna get that man killed. How you gonna go? You know what I'm saying? That does not make sense. So I said to myself, nah, he ain't going out there to no war. He's going out there to have that surgery and to heal. And then he's gonna come back. And I believe that's exactly what he did. I'm not saying that's what he did. I mean, he can still stand on that story. No, I went out there and I served my country. If you guys believe that shit, right? What the fuck was he doing? Serving his country then? Morale? Like, you know how they bring a celebrity in to upbeat the troops. I can see him doing that, doing speeches. Hi, I'm Loma, the champion. Oh, we know who you are. Yeah, Loma. As far as that, yeah. But as far as being on the front line or some dumb shit like that, no. No, you're going to get that man killed. He was nowhere near where the shooting was occurring or the bombs were being dropped. Nah, why would you do that? He has no training. Come on, you kill him. So, that's what I always felt like he did. He just didn't want to alert the public and he took time off and had that surgery. That's what I really feel like he did. I mean, I had the messages all up and shit. I'm still reading old messages. The Navarrete fight tomorrow. Listen, you know I got Navarrete. I can't go against that man. Every single time I thought Navarrete was going to lose, boop, win. I just stopped. I stopped. No, I'm gonna go with Navarrete. Yo, he doesn't get the memo. He doesn't get the memo. He's supposed to lose. He Navarrete beat up the more skilled boxer. Navarrete beat up the brawler. Navarrete beat up the boxing technician. Navarrete beat up the knockout artist. Navarrete, like, you know what I'm saying? So I stopped betting against them. I'm not picking against nah, so yeah, Navarrete. Okay, Bam Bam. This is the fight that Shakur Stevenson allegedly retired out of boxing for because Bob Arum gave it to Navarrete. Remember? And it was being announced, and Shakur Stevenson was like, "Yeah, I'm taking my bat and ball. I'm going home," right? Because he was pissed. Because Shakur, I guess, wanted to fight for that belt or whatever, because I guess he got the other one. So Navarrete now is going to move up, which is going to bring the 135. Like, see, like all these moving pieces is starting to move around, and Tank Davis is going to have people that he can fight. Now, Loma is one of the champions too, as well. Navarrete gets his hand on that belt. Now we're going to get a different set of new contenders and champions, okay? And there's a lot of good guys there, and we got a lot at 140. You see? Okay. Now, as far as Tank Davis and Naoya Inoue, that's a fight you got to understand. Both men are right there next to each other in age. They're like 18 months apart, like almost 2 years. They're like right there, right? They're less than 2 years apart, right? Okay. So each of these men can continue to write their legacies, and they can meet at the tail end of their career for that mega showdown where that it doesn't really affect any of their records. I talked about this in previous videos. Naoya Inoue won't fight Tank Davis at a catch weight. Not now. Not now. Maybe at the end he might, but he's just not gonna do it because Naoya Inoue fights in weight divisions. He doesn't fight in catch weight divisions. And Naoya Inoue only fights for world titles. In a catch weight, you can't have a world title. Oh, and he doesn't fight for interim belts. He will not take an interim belt. They've tried to give Naoya Inoue multiple interim titles, and each time he's turned them down. So he ain't gonna fight in a catch weight, and he ain't fighting for no fake belt. And he's not breaking his record in order to fight Tank Davis to please the people. The Saudi prince thought, oh, let me throw out $69 million. That Japanese guy will come my way and I'll get Tank Davis. He threw that $69 million, and in both directions, it got batted away. It got batted away by Tank Davis, and it got batted away by Naoya Inoue. Tank Davis told homeboy, bro, you better bring me 2 Ferraris just to talk to me. Straight disrespect, though. Yo, I was like, what are you talking? Yo, Tank, chill, right? And then Naoya Inoue was like, I'm not moved or driven by money. I like the fact that you're throwing around all this money, he said, but unless we're fighting for a belt on a real weight division, Naoya Inoue believes to put it in his perspectives, Naoya Inoue's strengths are his weakness, which is his culture. For as strong as Naoya Inoue is, right? What's up? $20 no donation For as strong as his culture is as a samurai way, that was their downfall. That they were the type of men that would walk up to you and let you know they're coming. He wasn't sneaking you. He'd walk right up to the gate. That's a dumb move. These guys are just shoot him, pow, right? He believes in too much honor and too much. And the Americans are like, man, listen, dig a hole right there, make a patch. When he walks by, blow his brains out. And the samurai's like, there's no honor in that. And your strength could be your weakness. You understand? Um, and that's where I think that Naoya Inoue, right? Although he's doing it correctly, the $69 million wouldn't move him. I'm gonna send you a shout out on your 20. Let me get my thought out. The $69 million didn't move him, right? Because what he did was honor the next man up. Now, Oya Inoue feels if you worked hard to become the number one guy, well, then damn it, I'm fighting you. There's no going around them, jumping in line, being enticed by money. No, he's saying, but what about the guy that legitimately earned his way up here? And they're saying, no, they want you to fight for $69 million, Tank Davis, for no belt at a catch weight. You only made $6.7 million your last fight. Naoya Inoue. Here's $69 million. No, Sam Goodman is next. And that's who I will fight. No 69 mil, nothing. The next guy, his he's it seems like honor is just, and how long can you do that for? Keep fighting the one, the number one, the number one, the number one, the number one. Eventually, somebody's gonna show up, man. You know what I mean? Like Jesus, dude. Let me catch up to my man over here. Let's throw that up. Thank you for the support, showing the love, dropping the donation. Thank you. Absolutely. Go keep, baby. My man. It's Tank 135. He can drop 5 pounds. Yeah, we talked about this. We broke down the scenario. Tank drops 5. He goes up a little bit. Uh, but it just wouldn't work for the Japanese guy because I repeat, he just doesn't fight at catch weights. He doesn't do anything that's gonna tarnish his record. A catch weight is not a real division. Fighters like Mayweather, Ryan Garcia, and the other fighters, you know, entertain catchweight fights. Okay, good. But you're actually not fighting in any division. That's why I can't give Ryan Garcia credit for fighting at 140 pounds. Yeah, it says 140. The fight was scheduled at 140. He just never made any of those fight weights. So he never actually technically fought at 140. What? Oh, he did? No, he didn't. You see, you can't be saying slick shit like that to them. They don't like that shit. You said some slick shit. Now look what you got. Floyd's fucked up. Hemmed up over there. But that was your fault, Tank Davis. Yo, I don't even catch weight fights these. Yeah, yeah. Well, totally agree, Maddie. Yeah. 4 rounds. You think so? Well, we should have got Loma and Tink a long time ago. You know, a long listen, Matt, but Matt, You can't even say that in just in his direction, right? Did we ever get Loma and Tank, right? Back then, we didn't even get Devin Haney and Loma back then when Devin Haney was 19. We ended up getting that way later. We never got Loma and Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? We never got, the only one we got was Loma and Teal. We got that one. I can say that at least. Because Loma and Teal, out of the top 4 horsemen back then, back then, when it was like Loma, Teal, Devin Haney, Tank Davis, and Ryan Garcia was on the outside trolling. Remember that? Okay. So there was a lot of big fights and we were supposed to get. Shakur Stevenson at that time wasn't in the weight division. He was still in the lower ones at the 130, I believe, at that time. So he wasn't even in the conversation. Now he entered it. So yeah, but that's what I mean about boxing politics. Sometimes we don't even get the fights we want, and we don't get to see our favorite fighter try to go for that goal. Like I just said about Terence Crawford. Look, Terence Crawford, within 6 months, he can legitimately have 3 belts at 154-pound weight division. 3 belts within 6 months. If he was, he has to pull it off. I can't give him credit for it. He ain't did it yet, but that's good. I mean, Naoya Inoue for Stephen Kubo Fulton, then Marlon Tapales, and within those 6 months, he unified all 4. So, you know, let's see here. The IBF is Backrum. I can see his name. I can't pronounce it. He has the IBF. I gotta get more familiar with these guys' name and the pronunciation with these tricky ass names. But I'm gonna get better at it. Tank is known as the Duck King. Really, man? No, I believe the only thing that Tank is known for is for not speaking up. That's his biggest downfall. That's why he gets a lot of criticism from, a lot of fight fans, because Tank Davis was the type of fighter that I guess he thought Floyd Mayweather was just as good as a promoter as he was a fighter. And the PBC doesn't work with anybody. The fact that the PBC wouldn't sign Tank Davis to fight these champions because of their promoters. So the PBC kept most of Tank Davis house fights in house type shit, here and there. And they just try to get the money because they knew the star that they had. And in the beginning, as a young fighter, Tank Davis went along with it, just believing that eventually they would get him the title fights that he wanted. Right? Okay. Then all of a sudden, Devin Haney, in a blink of an eye, beat him there. And it happened quick, didn't it? Devin Haney punks Loma for his belt. Loma denies the fight with young Devin Haney at 19 years old and vacates the WBC. They emailed the WBC to Devin Haney, which was Loma's belt. They franchised Loma's WBC belt, and he went and fought Teofimo Lopez and lost. Devin Haney took that email belt, defended it against fighters like Linares and all that, and he went on. And he only had to fight one guy, George Camboza, which went and for the 3 belts that he beat off of Loma, right? And, Loma soon found out he wasn't undisputed. He was just a unified. So he needed one more piece of the puzzle. And that was Devin Haney's WBC world title, which was formerly Loma's world title, that he did not choose to fight young ass Devin Haney at 19 years old. And Loma basically gave him the belt. Remember that. Okay? Okay. So here we are. Devin Haney beats him not once but twice, gets the belt, and then Tank is left in twiddling his thumbs. And Floyd and them, they just didn't promote him good. And they weren't, Floyd and them, Leonard, and they're never willing to work with anyone. They want their name in the middle of the ring. They want to be the A side. And unless you're not, Tank's not the A side, no fight. That's why Tank didn't fight anybody. Not because Tank ducked him. I don't believe Tank ducked any man on planet Earth, ever. That little dude is not scared of no one. You're not going to convince me he would duck anyone. It's bad management. Really bad management and poor management with a superstar like that. That's why he needed to get away. That's why he broke ties. And the first fight, the second, I think it's like the second or third fight right now, that is Tank Davis, but affiliated with Leonard Ellerbe and the PBC. You know what I'm saying? He still needs, backing, but he's no longer with Floyd, right? So, um, he has to establish himself, Tank, because I think Tank will beat Devin Haney. And I think he would have beat him back then. Look what happened with Ryan Garcia. And Tank Davis broke Ryan. And anybody say, if anybody wants to even argue with me on this one, right, that Ryan Garcia is a much better fighter going into the Devin Haney fight, I'm going to say bullshit. I'm going to call bullshit on that one. Because the version of Gervonta Tank Davis that fought, the version of Ryan Garcia, that version that fought Gervonta Tank Davis, was way better version of himself than the version that fought Devin Haney. The Ryan Garcia that fought Devin Haney fought like shit. Yo, he just, he looked garbage, bro. His technique, his style, everything. The only thing, he was strong and quick. His speed was there, and he was powerful. But as far as technique, where the fuck do they train the back row in boxing, where you give your back to your opponent and allow someone to bash you? Where do they train you for that? Where do they show that technique? And at least in the Tank Davis fight, yo, he was popping the jab. Ryan was using his footwork. He was a little wild, a little anxious, but he looked way better. Yo, he had abs. He was way better. They say he was depleted. No, motherfucker, you were in the best shape of your life when you came into that fight with Tank Davis. They actually made you train. And dig this, with the weight claw and everything else, for the first time in his fucking career, he makes weight. With no steroid. Ryan looked phenomenal, but that took a lot of hard work. Ryan wants to smoke now, drink, chill, train less, right? He looked like shit against Devin Haney. He just hurt him early. It was just too much for Devin. But he was way better against Tank, bro. Yeah, and Tank broke him. So Tank's a better fighter than most of these guys, and I know he is. His ring IQ is crazy. And Tank can crack. Tank's way better than all these dudes. It's just that he had a bad fucking promotional team. Really bad, bro. And it made him look like a duck. It made it look like Tank didn't want to fight this guy, this guy, this guy. No. Floyd and them dudes were saying no to all the fights because you don't want to relinquish control? Nope, no fight. Yo, on some dumb shit, bro. Oh, everybody just wants their name like higher, make more money, squeeze every fucking, not working together. And they fucked up Tank's career. If you ask me, that is my opinion. I'm not in the rules. I wasn't sitting next to Floyd with the contract going, damn, Tank, this is some bullshit. No, I wasn't there, right? But I'm saying, man, out of what Tank said out of his own mouth, and how many interviews? Countless interviews. How Tank would get, he was a man of very little words. After every fight, he would go, you know the American answer. I got to talk to my boxing team. I got to talk to my manager. Whatever they want me to fight, whoever they put in front of me, that's who I'll fight. American answer, right? Not these other dudes from third world countries that are fucking starving. Who you want to fight next? I'll fight everybody in the division. I'll fight you right now. I don't give a fuck. Yo, they get crazy. They start announcing everybody. Yo, they announce all four top champions, the interim champion, the guy in the third row. You looking at me right now? Yo, they get crazy. So like, Tank just, he's in a better place now, but he's getting older, entering 30 years old. I hope, I'm not a hater, bro. I can take competition. It is what it is. If he fought on June 15, I wish Tank nothing but luck. But I've already made my decision. I'm gonna be in Puerto Rico with Subriel Matias June 15, watching him take on Liam Paro. This is a big fight right here, and it's also one of the hottest divisions in all of boxing right now, the 140-pound weight division. As soon as Subriel finishes this one, we know that Isa Pitbull Cruz is going to be on the card with Terence Crawford August 3rd. So that being said, you know, Tio and Devin, they got to get down. About time Tio and Devin do something. They've been barking at each other for years. I believe it's time for Tio and Devin. I think Devin will look a lot better against a fighter such as Tio when Tio's boxing him. He wasn't trying to guess his movement and shit as so much as a wild Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? So I think he would look better against Teofimo Lopez. In fact, yeah. So are you okay, Jackies? All right, buddy. Yeah. So yeah, those are fights that I'm looking and hoping to see. Makes you have empathy for Tank. Listen, fight fans, I gotta go. My dog's having issues here. But listen, guys, we'll chop it up. Look, yeah, sometimes it's some of these guys and sometimes it's not. So uh but I can't wait for this fight tomorrow. You guys tune in with me. We're gonna be checking out the Tyson Fury and Usyk fight. There's a lot of good upcoming guys on the fight. We got a couple belts on the line in the fight. We're gonna talk about all that and more. I'm gonna be tuning in a little bit later than 8 so that I'm not having like a 4 or 5 hour stream. But I'll get out. Let's see where the Navarrete fight is, because I know you guys want to see that one. That'll be a fun one. It's always good to see that, man. And we'll touch back in. What do you got to say here? Zero Fallout 1. Yeah, they did. They wasted it on these bullshit fights, bro. But if you need fight predictions, okay, and you want to know who's going to win, you need to contact the one and only Nostradamus Armando. He's leaving it up on screen for you, okay? If you're putting a dollar amount on the fight. All right, guys, I love you guys. I'm back with another one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Please give the videos a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't already, click that bell notification icon and it'll alert you when I make my next video. I'm out.